City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you hear. Sing along if you want. Silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of street lights, even stoplights, blink a bright red and green as the shoppers run home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene, and on every and above all the bustle you hear. Silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day.
So I'm Lori Smith. I'm the spiritual leader here at Unity on the Avenue, and I want to welcome each one of you. I'm so happy that you're here. Your love, your energy just makes this place such a special place to be, especially during this season. It's so nice to gather together. So thank you so much for being here. And we have our Advent candles. So Advent is the 4 weeks before Christmas that we just kind of prepare our spirit for that special day on Christmas Day. And we've been lighting some of the candles each one of the weeks. Today we'll be lighting, in addition, the candle for love. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So we'll go ahead and start lighting the candles. So this one is for hope. And hope is for the rising of our spirit during this time. And to remember that even though we can't see, we don't have evidence of some of the things that are coming for us, we have faith that they are in our best interest. We light the candle for peace. And peace is really to let go of all the hustle and bustle that we have during this time of the year, and just to be centered in spirit, just to be centered, just to invite spirit into our lives and our heart. And I'll light the candle for love. Here we go. So the candle for love is what we're going to talk about today. And I love, one of the things I was looking up about the candle of love, it's an invitation for the holy to dwell in our heart. And we deepen our capacity for expanding, deepening our understanding of love and our practice of love. So that is for the Advent. I think that looked beautiful. And in honor of Jesus, Jesus practiced Jewish faith. So we thought we'd bring the menorah. We've done that almost every year too, just to be a little familiar with Hanukkah. And Hanukkah actually starts this evening at sundown. It goes until Monday. And so I don't have all the information on Hanukkah at the tip of my fingers here, so I'm going to have to share this with you with a little note. But it really is a beautiful ceremony that they have in the evening. They light the candles, they light one each evening, and they say blessings. And so it's a very spiritual moment, and I thought I would light some of these candles for us today. I did want to tell you a little bit about it too. It's called the Festival of Lights. It's also called the Feast of Dedication. It celebrates the rededication of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. It was following a revolt because the Jewish did not want to worship the Greek gods And so that's why they had this revolt. And when it was all over, they'd won this battle, they found that there was only one container of oil to light the menorah. It was only going to last one day. But they lit the candles, and it was a miracle it lasted 8 days. And so that's why they celebrate Hanukkah. So I think we'll go ahead and light these, because I think they will be beautiful, and we have some meaning behind that. There we go.
Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Whoa, one love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. We're one love, we're one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Well, open up your mind, see what you see. Open up your plans and then you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the music of the moment, maybe sing with me. All that peaceful harmony, it's your God-intended right to be love, 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 love. So I won't hesitate no more. Let's get together and feel alright. There's no need to complicate our time. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright.
Thank you. Okay, will you please join me in our statement of faith? There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Surely the presence of God and the love of God is in this place. As you just feel that, just take in a deep breath and allow yourself to release it. And just feel that wonderful warm breath as your heart beats with love. Love is beyond the feeling, an emotion, or a thought. God is love. God's healing love blesses every area of my life. The powerful energy of being and action is the love that I am. Each one of us is a love of God in action. We are told to love God with all of our heart, with all of our mind, and to love ourselves. And as we love ourselves, we are able to love others as we love ourselves. And we just breathe that in and express the divine love as only I can. There is a myriad of ways to express my love, and I am called to share these blessings of love with each and every person I encounter under every circumstances. I know that in every situation I can practice this loving kindness. Each moment I can feel the compassion for those who struggle daily. And I can do what I can, what is mine to do, to reach out with support, with caring, and with uplifting words. As God's love in action, I take care of myself and extend forgiveness to myself and to others. In love, I practice patience and understanding. In love, I discern what is mine to do with love and goodwill. I express gratitude and appreciation. I nurture and encourage. And when times are tough and rough, I offer comfort and connection. In every interaction, be it with humans or these beautiful, wonderful animals or in nature, I find the presence of God because I am the presence of God. And through this loving action, I receive blessings. This love is a divine gift that brings me many blessings. And to everyone it touches. Love is a state of being. I am love. I be love. And therefore, I am and I do.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. A love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Yes, it's love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Thank you. That's such a pretty song. I almost hate to clap loud. It's just so beautiful. It sets such a pretty setting for our talk. So today we are talking about love, and with this Advent season, we're just preparing for the Christ within us to be reborn anew. So it's a sacred season of hope, being centered in peace, and just really deepening our understanding and practice of love. At the very heart of the Christmas spirit is divine love that loves the world through each of us. We are called to open ourselves to a deeper, wider experience of love. So love is our true nature. It is the true essence of our being. And we receive divine love for the purpose of radiating it out to the world. It flows through us, shaping our words and our choices for harmony and healing. We are the vessel that moves that love from spirit through us and out to the world. Divine love is ever present, not only in joyful experiences, but also in depths of darkness. Love's radiant light will show us the way, illuminate our hearts, harmonize and heal. When we open ourselves to the power of love, we can meet anything with compassion and grace. And it's through the power of love that we heal ourselves and the world. So we reflect on the unconditional love we receive from Divine Spirit when we love without judgment, without condition, without exclusion. And there's a beautiful quote, and unfortunately, I do not know the author of this quote, but it says, unconditional love is the love that has no limits, no requirements, no expectations, just acceptance and deep affection. So we live in a culture where often love is earned or measured or exchanged. We love those who love us back. We're kind to those who are kind in return to us. But sometimes anything beyond that might feel a little uncomfortable, maybe a little bit too much for us. But yet, this is exactly the kind of love we are called to. not conditional love that depends on performance or our comfort level, but an unrelenting, grace-filled love that Jesus modeled for us. So I want to show you this poster. Actually, this is a poster that Scott and I found at Unity of Columbine gift shop. And I just love the way it is, the way it looks and the words that it says, but love your neighbor who doesn't look like you, think like you, love like you, speak like you, pray like you, or vote like you. Love your neighbor, no exceptions. That's a tall order, but we have lots of support and encouragement and love from the model that Jesus gave to us about how we are to be in the world. Jesus said, "What reward is there if we only love the ones that are easy to love? And to love a friend is easy, but to love an enemy is a little more difficult." And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We are called to love without judgment. And what reward do you have if you only love those who love you, the ones that are easy to love? We are rewarded when we practice stretching into loving the ones we find most difficult to love. And in order to extend our love, we have to do something beyond where we are now in our awareness, in our consciousness, in our feelings. So we need to find a way to move into that deeper experience of love. So I want to tell you a story. Shirley Finlinson wrote this story. It was about her family's favorite Christmas tradition. So they would gather together, they would choose a family that was having a difficult time, and they would just provide some extra help. And what they would do is to gather some gifts and food and sneak them up to the front porch and run away. Anonymous gift. So this year, they couldn't think of a family, and the mom suggested that they should help Sister Melbourne. Now, Shirley and her siblings began to protest. She's not poor or sick, and she's really mean and grouchy, and she doesn't even like kids, and it wouldn't be any fun doing something for her. She might even push the gifts off the porch. But their mom knew that Sister Melbourne wasn't very pleasant to be around, but she also knew that she had a very unhappy life. She had children, she had grandchildren, but they never came to see her. And she was very lonely and unhappy, and she needed someone to show her that they cared about her. So the family agreed to help Sister Melbourne. And instead of buying gifts this year, they decided to make the gifts. So they made the paper snowflakes. They strung popcorn and cranberries. They pasted together the little rings of red and green to make a chain. And they made candy and cookies and bought some fruit for their gift. Now, the family stayed in the car while Shirley and her dad walked up to the porch. And her dad was carrying the box of the decorated box of everything in it that they made. And he set it on the porch, and then he moved over into the bushes. And Shirley ran up to the doorbell, rang the doorbell, and then ran out to join her dad in the bushes. The door opened, and Sister Melbourne steps out, and she sees this gift. She sees her name on the gift, and she lifts the lid and looks inside. And then she looks out around the yard, and she said, she was smiling, and tears were just running down her cheeks. And she said, "Thank you." She called out, "Thank you, whoever you are." The next Sunday, the family passed by her home, and they saw the snowflakes in her big front window. They saw the Christmas tree that was decorated with the popcorn and cranberries and the chains. And the family was so happy that they were able to show Sister Melbourne that someone cared about her. And sometimes the people that push other people away are the ones that need us the most. So I just hope that you take that into your heart about showing someone that maybe isn't so easy to love, that they are loved and cared for too. So how do we love? How do we have compassion for those who are maybe very different from us, who think so fundamentally different from us? We live in these times right now with a country that is pretty divided, And I think it's a good time for us to take note of that and to look at how can we heal this divide. So how do we love in that circumstance? So first, we love. We do our best to love this person unconditionally, just accept them for who they are. But if you find that you can't do that at that moment, then show them some compassion. We don't know what they've been through that day. We don't know what their life is, what's happening in their life, just like Sister Melbourne. We didn't know that she was so unhappy until the mom informed them. But if you find that even hard, then just try to understand them. Try to understand where they're coming from. Why are they acting the way they are or saying the things that they are? Try to give them that understanding. And if you can't do that at that moment, just listen to them. Just listen to them. You might learn something that's going to change your life. I think back on my life with certain situations or some relationships with my family where I've had to really practice loving. And you probably have some of those in your family or your friends as well. And sometimes it's just not easy to do. But I have a brother who lives in another state, and we've had some difficulties with communication. And I've sent some cards and some pictures. He wanted to see pictures of my little grandson. And at one point, one of the letters came back marked return to sender. So, your heart kind of drops down when those things kind of happen. And a few years had gone by, and I just kept sending these cards to him. But recently, I received a beautiful card from my brother. Had a heart on it, had a beautiful message in it, and I will tell you, it probably made my year, not just my day. It was so wonderful to get that. I still have that card, and I have hope. That really gives me hope that things are getting better. Before I received this card, it had been getting to that place where I began to wonder if love was enough. Could love really fix this? And sometimes things are really broken. Sometimes things are really serious, or a hurt is really deep. And it's not that love can't heal it, it's just that it may take a really long time. So ours is never, ever to give up. There's a line in 1 Corinthians that says that love never ends. Another practice modeled by Jesus leads us to an even deeper, wider experience of loving. I discovered it, actually, I was reading a book on the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and Jesus had led Mary Magdalene on what it was referred to as a kenotic path, or a spiritual path of self-emptying love. And I was thinking about that, like, what does that really mean, self-emptying love? I wasn't familiar with that term, so I looked it up. There is actually a scripture in the Bible that talks a little bit about it, but it has some points that I think will really help us widen our experience of love. Kenosis is the Greek word for emptying, and it's an act of releasing the ego's will and allowing oneself to be led by spirit. And I think that is exactly what we're here for. Jesus' example calls us to humble ourselves and serve others just as he served humanity. We want to embrace the opportunities to serve, even in the smallest ways. If an opportunity comes along, and actually we will be talking about an opportunity today, I hope that you take that opportunity just to express that love. Kenosis challenges us to sacrificially love others, prioritizing their well-being above our own comfort and desires. We seek to love selflessly, even when it's difficult. And when we want to allow Spirit to work through us, in us and through us, transforming us as we willingly release that ego or that pride and follow Jesus' path. We are called to let go of our self-centeredness and embrace this spiritual path of love. We are called to let go of the ego and perhaps to be less full of ourselves. So there's a story about this, I think it really describes it very well. It was December of 1927. It's in a remote town, Hill Spring, Alberta, Canada. And there's a lady, a mom, Mary Jepson, who was getting her 6 children ready for bed, but her heart was full of sorrow and concern. Their family's only milk cow had just died from starvation the week before, and the winter had just started. It was already cold and harsh. But after she tucked them into bed, she sat alone by a dying fire. Her husband, Leland, had gone to bed early. He was feeling sad and discouraged. He felt like he had failed his wife and his children. She thought of their plight here in this land of ice and snow, causing all of their crops to freeze and fail. And she'd received a letter from her sisters a couple months before saying they were in Idaho, and they're saying that they knew that things were hard for her and her family, and they wanted to know what could they do to help. So in desperation, she did write them back. She requested only necessities. She told them of their family's urgent need for food, coal, and maybe some old used quilts to keep the kids warm. She asked for some old worn out pants that she could cut up and repair the pants that her sons had. She also asked for socks, shoes, gloves, hats, coats. And she requested a dress for her daughter that maybe someone had outgrown, just an old dress, and she wanted to make it over for her daughter. She only had one dress, and it was pretty faded and had been patched up for a while. So her husband, Leland, the next day, he made this 3-hour trip to the post office to see if the train had brought in all of these things that Mary had requested from her family. And he was going every day, but every day that package had not yet arrived. So on Christmas Eve, he left early in the morning, went into town, and waited for the daily train to come in. He checked at the post office, but he left at noon to return home without the package. And as he rode home, he wept, knowing that how sad his wife would be. The wind was blowing at about 70 miles an hour, and the snowstorm had intensified. Mary was getting ready to go to bed when there was a knock at the door, and the man was covered in frozen snow and ice, and it was George, the mailman from the town where the train came in. He told Mary that he knew that she'd been waiting for this package from Idaho, and he knew they were in need of the contents, so he had brought them. Early in that day, George had actually taken a team of horses and a sleigh and gone out to the nearby areas around the Jepson family, but he didn't stop there since the package wasn't there. But when he returned home, he was cold, he was exhausted, his horses were exhausted, and he just wanted to settle in with his family at home. But someone from the train station contacted him and said that there were 10 large crates that had arrived from the States for the Jepson family. So it was about 4 p.m. It was already dark. The storm was getting worse. George's horses were all tired, and he didn't think they could make the trip. So he decided it was just too late. But there wasn't anything he could do about it. But he went home to his family, and he couldn't shake off the thoughts of the struggling Jepson family and the package that was waiting for them. So he decided the only thing he could do was to take the crates out to this little isolated farmhouse in Hill Spring that very night. So he borrowed a team of horses. He borrowed another sleigh that was sharper runners than he had, and he set out for their place with his 15-year-old son because George only had partial sight in one eye, and he wouldn't be able to make this trip at night with this blizzard that was going on. He and his son struggled to find their way in the blinding snow, praying that they would reach their destination safely. And with the snow just deepening hour by hour, the horses kind of plodded along more slowly. But at last they arrived at the farmhouse. And when George and Sydney entered the home and saw how bare and humble it was, they knew why they had felt this urgent prompting to make the trip. After the postman had told Mary about his decision to come, he and his son, they brought all the crates into the home. So it was nearly 5 o'clock in the morning when the sleigh arrived, and it had taken George and his son 8 hours to get to the Jepsons' place because of the severity of the storm. They wouldn't get home until noon or later on Christmas Day. But Mary thanked them both as best she could, but she always said that there was just not words enough to express their thankfulness. After all, how do you think a miracle, a Christmas miracle at that? So she quickly began to unpack the crates and found a letter from her sisters, and they told her that they had held quilting bees and had made 6 beautiful, thick, new quilts for the family. And they also told them women who had sewn shirts for the boys, dresses for the girls, and some other people knitted the hats and gloves. And the donation, they'd received a large donation for socks and shoes for people from miles around their town. The Relief Society had held a bazaar to raise the money to buy the coats, bake the breads, and make the candy to send. There was even a crate full of beef, and she found a few dollars with a little note that the money could be used for coal for the rest of the winter. The letter closed with these words: "We hope you have a Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for making our Christmas the best one we've ever had." The children awakened the next morning to what felt like a miracle for them. There was bacon cooking and muffins in the oven. And when I think about this story, I'd hope that we experience the joy of setting aside convenience and personal comfort on occasion, if need to be in favor of service for others. Because the greatest expression of unconditional love is sacrificing our own well-being for the well-being of others. We embody this kind of love when we prioritize the needs of others in our lives. So love is a verb. It's an action that we choose to take. There's a story from Chicken Soup of the Soul where a man goes into a floral shop to buy a bouquet of flowers for his mom. And he places the order to have them wired to her. And then he steps outside, and there's a little girl outside who's weeping, crying, because she didn't have enough money to buy her mom a rose. So he said, "That's okay, come on in with me. We'll go into the flower shop. We'll buy a rose for your mom." So they bought the rose, and they stepped outside, and he said, "I'll bet you'll be so happy to take this home to your mom. She's going to love it." And she said, "No, I'm not taking it home. I'm taking it to the cemetery to lay on her grave. My mom recently passed away." And so he went right back into the floral shop. He canceled his order for the wired flowers. He purchased a bouquet of flowers and drove 200 miles to personally deliver them to his mom. So we think about what's happening here, and how I see it is he's expanding. He is opening up his heart to do something a little more special for someone that he loved. And we embody this kind of love when we do this for others. So what I would want to ask you, is there an area of your life that is ready for you to put love into action? This week, allow Divine Spirit to love the world through you, recognizing that we are that vessel of love. And you can do that through a smile, a kind word, a gentle touch, a compassionate act. Jesus said, "People will know you as my disciples or my students, not by how well you quote me, not how many people you baptize, not how many people you convert, but by how well you love one another." So as we think about this Christmas season, let this Advent and the themes of hope, peace, and love be the way you deepen into the experience of Christmas. We have faith in this season that represents new life to awaken in us an awareness of the Christ within to be born anew. So let's take these ideas into a time of meditation. I just would like you to relax in your chair. Allow it to support you in a comfortable position. Just rest your eyes if that's comfortable for you, and breathe in a deep breath, a few deep breaths. And with each exhalation, release any tension, concerns, or negative thoughts. Breathe gently and easily, noticing the rhythm of your breath. We quiet our minds and become still, allowing this feeling of peace and comfort to relax every muscle in your body, from the crown of your head to your jaw, to your neck, to your shoulders, your chest, arms, torso, legs, and into your feet, grounded to the floor. Turning within to that sacred space where we are centered in spirit, we move our thoughts into a holy, sacred space, feeling the power and the presence of divine spirit that dwells everywhere, within everything, and expresses through you. Envision lighting your own inner candle for love. Divine love exists in the very core of your being, and you bring this truth to every choice you make today. Think about lighting your own inner candle for love in the place where you need love the most in your life. Is there an inner wound that needs healing? Is there a relationship that needs more love? Now picture yourself lighting that candle and see within your soul that love lights your way. We open a space in our heart for an expansion of love, a wider, deeper experience of loving yourself and the world. And as we move into a moment of silence, know that I am love. I choose to express divine love with each choice that I make. Gently come back to this space. Just hear the sounds in the room. Gently moving your hands and your feet. Opening your eyes when you are ready. Divine Spirit, we are so very grateful for the many blessings of Advent and for the power of love to heal and bless each of our lives in our community. And so it is. Amen. So now is the time for our offertory blessing, and There are many ways to give to Unity on the Avenue, checks or cash in the plate that comes around, or we have a square in the back of the room. We can also go onto our website and donate. And just know that we appreciate everything that you donate. I know this is such a generous spiritual community. We're very appreciative of everything that you give. And know that we also give to other nonprofits to help them. And I would say the thing that really warms my heart is all the people in our community that have contributed to keeping Unity on the Avenue moving along with all of the different kinds of volunteer work that our community participates in. So just know how much I appreciate that. So join me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
This is a Jason Mraz song that I've been wanting to sing for you for a very long time. And today is the perfect day. The question is why? Why are we here? To say our hellos and goodbyes, maybe disappear. This beautiful life, what is it for? To learn how to master peace, not master war. There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you're after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. We all make mistakes. No, we're not perfect yet. Maybe God made us all and wasn't an accident. This question that sits on everyone's lips is why should I pick up ourselves? Pick up ourselves and start over again. There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you're after, still the answer. Love is still the answer.
So I'd like you to join me in our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Thank you for being here.
Love.